What up, geniuses? E here. Today, we are going to be looking at a card that a lot of people were a little bit salty about not being in my last video, about the Devotion Wild Hunt video, and that card is Ancient Foglet. I looked down in the comments,
Hey man, I don't know if you knew, but this deck's really good because Ancient Foglet's good now. Yeah, you might want to check your deck again.
I disagree. However, I do think Ancient Foglet is a interesting card, and it has a lot of interesting uses outside of Wild Hunt, so that's what I'm bringing you today. The point of the deck I'm showing you today is just to abuse Ancient Foglet as hard as we can, so let's get into it. By the way, of course, I love all your comments. I'm just having a fun time. I know they're in good spirit. Okay, so first off, let's take a look at Ancient Foglet. Ancient Foglet says, fail, deploy, boost self by the total duration of row effects on the opposite side. Whenever you apply a row effect, boost self by its duration. Now, the opposite side does not mean the opposite row. It means the whole side. So all weather type effects, row effects that you play onto your opponent's side of the board anywhere is going to give Ancient Foglet a boost. Now, he does come down at a measly 4. So usually we're going to be trying to give him a little bit of a boost on deploy, either by playing weather before he's played, or by using our White Frost Leader ability after we play him. So this is going to be, that's really why we're playing White Frost. Generally speaking, I think the White Frost Leader ability is debatable at best. But with this deck, it's going to give us an extra at least 4 points of value with our Foglets, typically more than that because we're going to be playing more than one Foglet per round, typically, when we are using this. Yeah, I think it's necessary in this one. You could play Carapace or something instead, but I like the Fog. So it's going to end up playing for 8 points on its own, 8 points of damage, and then whatever additional boosts we get from our Foglet. So here's the deck. We are playing Urn of Shadows. We're not playing a lot of Death Wish in here, but if we can Urn of Shadows on a Foglet, it is going to play for 6 points, plus 3 additional points on any Foglet that we have on the board. So it's going to end up playing for a lot. Sometimes we're able to get our Foglet off when we have multiple Ancient Foglets on the board, and then it's just going to be playing for 6 points of tempo into our Ancient Foglets, as well as the 6 points of fog damage that it's doing. So that's why we're playing Urn of Shadows. If you don't like it, you can switch it out. It's not the end of the world. But I like the interaction. Also, obviously, this is not taking advantage of the new buff. We could have done this with the old Urn of Shadows as well. Playing an Aeromancy. We're not Devotion, so we really can't be Devotion playing all the weather things that we want to play. So we want to get our stuff. That's what an Aeromancy's for. Old Spirit Tip's just a point slam. Against a lot of decks, our plan with this deck is going to be to win round 1, bleed round 2, and try to have an explosive round 3. Old Spirit Tip gives us a nice option to do so. We can't really play Haunt and stuff like that. I was playing around with trying to do more Death Wish in there and more Haunt stuff, but Haunt really just doesn't have enough synergy with the weather stuff that we're looking to go for. Next, we're playing Ragnarug. Spawn Cataclysm on an enemy row for 4 turns. So this is the same weather effect that Matic spawns. So it's going to be doing 3 random damage on the turn. At the start of your opponent's turn, rather. So this card is going to be playing as a 12 for 10, on top of giving our Foglets 4 points, so just good value. Crimson Curse is probably the best value card in this deck in a long round. So say, like, for example, we're able to get 2 Ancient Foglets on the board. Not an unusual circumstance by any means. Then we play Crimson Curse. It's going to play for 6 points of Ekimara value, as well as 10 points of value on our Foglets, 5 on each for the 5 turns. And then we're also going to get 10 points of bleeding damage from it. So all in all, it's, of course, you're going to have to attribute these points to your Foglet. But as far as tempo is concerned, we have 16 points of tempo and then a passive 10 points coming over the next few turns. Next, we got the Igern. We're trying to do the big boy package with this deck, just so we can have like a nice explosive round 3. Igern and Azrael are just a classic in monster decks. I think most monster decks will do well to contain something like this, and we have backup for our Azrael in the old Spear Tip and the Goliath. Goliath's another one, just a point slam. We are lacking some proactivity in this deck because a lot of our stuff is weather, so we want to have some big proactive options available to us. We're playing the one of Necromancy just so we can get an Ancient Foglet later on. We don't have to be concerned about playing all of our Ancient Foglets early and not having any for a long round 3. This can get a little bit cloggy. If you draw into this in like a short round 3, it's pretty bad. We don't really have anything that we want to get off of it except for Ancient Foglet. So you could consider cutting this. For a while I was playing the Phantom instead, the Aparian Phantom instead of Necromancy. I found it a little bit difficult because you need to get Phantom down early in the game, and we really want to get our Foglets and stuff set up early in the game, so it kind of interfered with that. But yeah, Necromancy is definitely a flexible card. Sometimes great, sometimes terrible. Take or leave Necromancy. Operator, on the other hand, is really good. So Operator is going to play an Ancient Foglet, not play it, spawn an Ancient Foglet on your side of the field. It's also going to spawn one on your opponent's side of the field. Your opponent is almost never going to have row effects. I've yet to run into an opponent that has row effects that's going to be able to get value off of the Ancient Foglet. So this is basically just for 1 provision more. It's playing as a 1 point higher Ancient Foglet. The only problem with it is it doesn't play the Ancient Foglet, it just spawns it. So when we go Operator into Ancient Foglet, we're almost always going to want to go Leader ability after that to boost it up to a 6, so that it doesn't get removed right away. But it is going to play for 5 points of tempo instead of 4, and then we still have an Ancient Foglet. So I sort of think of it as just like a 5-point Ancient Foglet for 1 provision more. I think it is very good. Autostriga, we're not playing too much control in this deck because we're really wanting to get most of our damage value off of our weather. With this deck, we tend to do very well when we can guarantee our weather damage, and we do less well when our weather's missing, when our opponents are able to successfully row stack and get out of our weather. But that being said, we want to play a little bit of control, and it doesn't have to be that big a control, just so we can get rid of really like problem stuff. If they play a Keldar, if they play anything like that, maybe a Cat Witcher, something like that, that's going to be jumping around, maybe not getting destroyed too quickly. We have an Autostriga for that. We also have a Natural Selection for that. So those are our only instances of damage in the deck, except for the Drowner. But the Drowner is mostly there to push stuff into weather. Next we have Doggeray. Doggeray is just going to be locking a unit. The idea of Doggeray is just that we would rather be locking stuff and then allowing our weather to still beat on it without actually having to remove it. So you could consider maybe trying to take out the Necromancy for another lock, the big lock. Where is it? This one? The Aguara. Yeah, this card's still a little bit overpriced in my opinion. And we never get anything locked in our deck. That's one of the really nice things about this deck is we have no lock targets pretty much at all. They could lock a Foglet or an Arcspore, but they're pretty hesitant to want to waste a lock on one of these guys. And Ancient Foglets have Veil, so this is our only engine in the deck, and it can't get locked. So yeah, you may want to play that card just as another lock since monsters don't have any faction-specific locks, but. Anyways, up to you. Doggeray of Vol, really, really good in this deck. Red Rider. So, I know what you're thinking. Where is the confounded Ardgaith? Well, let me tell you why I decided to play Red Riders instead. So, Red Riders has the ability to spawn Frost on 1 enemy row for 4 turns while Ardgaith only gives you the option to do it on both enemy rows for 3 turns. A lot of the time, it is in our best interest to be able to play 2 weather cards back to back, 1 on each row. So for example, we might be able to play Red Riders on 1 row, and then the next turn do Crimson Curse on the other row. That ends up being 9 weather on the field, 9 boosts for our Ancient Foglet. Where if we had just gone Ardgaith, it's 6 boosts, and then we cannot play any weather for another 3 turns. So it kind of ties our hands, and it's just a little bit cloggy. So going with the Red Riders instead. Take or leave Necromancy. Operator, on the other hand, is really good. So Operator is going to play an Ancient Foglet, not play it, spawn an Ancient Foglet on your side of the field. It's also going to spawn one on your opponent's side of the field. Your opponent is almost never going to have row effects. I've yet to run into an opponent that has row effects that's going to be able to get value off of the Ancient Foglet. So this is basically just for 1 provision more. It's playing as a 1 point higher Ancient Foglet. The only problem with it is it doesn't play the Ancient Foglet, it just spawns it. So when we go Operator into Ancient Foglet, we're almost always going to want to go Leader ability after that to boost it up to a 6, so that it doesn't get removed right away. But it is going to play for 5 points of tempo instead of 4, and then we still have an Ancient Foglet. So I sort of think of it as just like a 5-point Ancient Foglet for 1 provision more. I think it is very good. Autostriga, we're not playing too much control in this deck because we're really wanting to get most of our damage value off of our weather. With this deck, we tend to do very well when we can guarantee our weather damage, and we do less well when our weather's missing, when our opponents are able to successfully row stack and get out of our weather. But that being said, we want to play a little bit of control, and it doesn't have to be that big a control, just so we can get rid of really like problem stuff. If they play a Keldar, if they play anything like that, maybe a Cat Witcher, something like that, that's going to be jumping around, maybe not getting destroyed too quickly. We have an Autostriga for that. We also have a Natural Selection for that. So those are our only instances of damage in the deck, except for the Drowner. But the Drowner is mostly there to push stuff into weather. Next we have Doggeray. Doggeray is just going to be locking a unit. The idea of Doggeray is just that we would rather be locking stuff and then allowing our weather to still beat on it without actually having to remove it. So you could consider maybe trying to take out the Necromancy for another lock, the big lock. Where is it? This one? The Aguara. Yeah, this card's still a little bit overpriced in my opinion. And we never get anything locked in our deck. That's one of the really nice things about this deck is we have no lock targets pretty much at all. They could lock a Foglet or an Arcspore, but they're pretty hesitant to want to waste a lock on one of these guys. And Ancient Foglets have Veil, so this is our only engine in the deck, and it can't get locked. So yeah, you may want to play that card just as another lock, since monsters don't have any faction-specific locks. But anyways, up to you. Doggeray of Vol, really, really good in this deck. Red Rider. So, I know what you're thinking. Where is the confounded Ardgaith? Well, let me tell you why I decided to play Red Riders instead. So, Red Riders has the ability to spawn Frost on 1 enemy row for 4 turns, while Ardgaith only gives you the option to do it on both enemy rows for 3 turns. A lot of the time, it is in our best interest to be able to play 2 weather cards back to back, 1 on each row. So for example, we might be able to play Red Riders on 1 row, and then the next turn do Crimson Curse on the other row. That ends up being 9 weather on the field, 9 boosts for our Ancient Foglet. Where if we had just gone Ardgaith, it's 6 boosts, and then we cannot play any weather for another 3 turns. So it kind of ties our hands, and it's just a little bit cloggy. So going with the Red Riders instead. Also, it gives us a real ability to just win round 1 with our bronzes. If we win round 1 with Red Riders, Ancient Foglets, and regular Foglets. Ooh. Also, Red Riders just gives us a real ability to win 1 round with... Also, Red Riders just gives us the ability to win round 1 with primarily bronzes. We can pretty easily take down a round with a combination of Foglet and Red Riders for weather, with an Ancient Foglet or 2, maybe 1 off of our Operator, which of course is not a bronze, but pretty low provision card, and then save our big weathers for a round 3. Drowners we talked about a little bit already. It's going to be Thriving. Deploy, move an enemy unit to the other row, damage it by 2. This is not a card you see that often, but it is really useful. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you just want to move anyways, and in this deck, we really need to be moving stuff in and out of weather. We want stuff on both rows, and Drowner makes it possible for us to get full value from our weather more often. The reason I'm playing Drowner over Bruiser? Where is Bruiser? Over Wild Hunt Bruiser is because Bruiser's only going to get these 2 damage when you move it into a row with Frost. And there's just not that... Like, we're not going to have Frost that often. That's really what it comes down to. I shouldn't say that. We have Frost pretty often, but we're going to be moving stuff into Crimson Curse a lot, into Ragnarok a lot, and we're just not going to be getting that additional value. And Drowner only needs to be procced twice in that case in order to play for more points than Bruiser does. And it's really easy to do. We're often going to be playing Drowner early in a round because our opponent is going to play something. We're going to play, for example, a Red Riders on 1 row. They're going to start stacking the other row. Or stacking the single row so that they can deny us value in the other row. More often, they're going to be stacking on the row with the weather. And we can just immediately Drowner, and then we have multiple options to boost that Drowner up. So even if we just end up boosting it to a 5 or 6, it's going to end up playing for more points than the Bruiser. Next, we have our Natural Selection. We already talked about that. Noonwraith is just a filler card. If you have a 4P monster card that you prefer, or you want to play a squirrel or something like that, you can. We just needed a 4P, and Noonwraith is a 6 for 4, so why not? Foglets now spawn Fog on the opposite row for 3 turns. So this is going to proc our Ancient Foglet 3 times, so give it a boost by 3, as well as doing 6 damage on our opponent's side. Arcspore is just the new Foglet, and Indraga Warrior is our only consumer. This can get a little bit dicey here and there. We might be stuck with an Arcspore or a Foglet and no way to eat it. But I think it's fine. You know, a lot of decks have been playing just the Indraga Warrior, 2 Indraga Warrior, 2 Foglet, or now it would be Archspore, but back when Foglet had the current Archspore effect, people have been playing the 2 Indraga Warrior, 2 Foglets just for thinning purposes for a long time, and I think the Foglets are just too good in this deck not to play for 4 provisions, so we just threw in this little package, and it usually works out. So that's the list. Let's get into some games. Okay, we're up against Ice.
You crossed the wrong sorceress.
We're gonna want to win the first round and bleed them. If we can bleed the Iced out of them, we should be looking pretty good with an Ozrel and a 12-point motherfucker. 12-point old spear tip. That guy. Okay, so we need this for our stratagem. We don't need 2 Ancient Foglets. I hate to throw one back, but I think it's correct. We don't need Necromancy either. We're gonna have 2 from this. 2 Foglets is okay. Probably don't need it though. 2 Eaters is not great. So we're only going to need 1 of these in Drago Warriors. Okay, they are going to have 4-point damage. So when we go Operator, we're going to have to go Leader Charge right away. It's a pretty rough hand. Pretty rough. Is it possibly a good idea to like a Nero for Igern or something? He's gonna have a really tough time killing an Igern, I would think. Seems kind of crazy, but we're gonna do it. We really don't have any proactivity. And at least this way, if he kills it, I mean, it took 9 points for him to do it, and if we play it later and he kills it, it'll have been a lot more economical for him. If he starts to damage it down, we can always eat it with our Drago Warrior too. Except for Morkvarg, he's not going to have any ways to just kill it straight up. All right, this seems like a pretty good time for Drowner, if you ask me. The movement is actually really helpful in this deck. We could have also considered going Operator Leader, because Leader also moves it. So like we don't have to really play any Purifies or anything in this deck, because we're not playing a lot of engines. Our main engine has Veil, so it's not going to get locked or anything. And then opposing defenders, we can just move them.
I swear it upon the gods, I will avenge my father.
All right. This is not so bad to push in the back row either. I think we're going to do the Operator play here. Yeah.
Welcome, chosen one.
And then we will get 2 points on it. So, yeah, we'll move Herkia so she doesn't get her order ability. She's still going to be damaging by 1 at the end of every turn, which is a bummer. But, whatever. Can't do anything about it. Okay, hits us with another long ship. It's probably a good time to hit him with a Foglet. Foglet on this front row. Get boosted by 3 for it, causing our stratagem to play for a ton of points. 3 plus 6 from the fog. So our stratagem is playing for 9 points. So we may think about putting the other Ancient Foglet down next. If our opponent plays something committal, I think we will. It'll come down as a 6, which is nice. He's going to have trouble removing something that big.
What is it?
Yeah, we're gonna put it down. He is shooting at our Igern, so we're gonna plan on eating it eventually. I think he has some dastardly plans to kill our Igern at some point. He could be playing a Stunning Blow, which would kill it after 1 more damage. More likely, he's going to try to get the Bloodthirst requirement to do 6 damage with Gutting Slash. Is Gutting Slash Bloodthirst 2 or 3? Pretty sure it's Bloodthirst 2, which would mean he already has the requirement. Yeah, he can't Herkia, so we can count on getting 1 ping for the rest of the game from Herkia, unless we can kill her dead. Is he thinking about passing? Ah, alright.
Who wants to taste Skelliger Steel?
Okay, so our play is for sure this turn. And that should prove to be a really big bummer for our opponent. They just sunk all that damage into Igrin for nothing. What do you have? We are going to get some good boosts from our Foglets next turn when we play the Red Riders. We are going to have it go on 1 row.
Need a hand? Just chop one off.
Okay. It's actually a good argument for putting it on 2 rows in this particular scenario. I think this is actually a bit of a misplay. I think I should have put it on both rows so that I could get full value in case I decide to play the next one next turn. Because it would get them both ticking instead of this one is going to miss 1 turn of value, assuming we play all of our cards if I was to play it next turn. So, little misplay there. I don't think it's going to matter. We're up by a lot. I don't see our opponent coming back. Okay, pretty lackluster Jenga Fret coming down. We really have no lock targets for our opponents with this deck. So yeah, we're gonna play the second Red Riders down and feel sad that we didn't put it on both rows. But playing for lots of tempo again. Pretty sure we're going to pass if our opponent tries to continue. I don't think he will. He's taking 4 points per turn of damage. He's getting 2 points per turn. I guess 1.5 points per turn. With 1 point from Herkia and 1 point from, or 1 point every other turn from Brockbar Hunter. Ooh. That's a good amount of points.
They wouldn't dare cross me!
Yeah, that's a lot of points. Wow. Do we keep going? Do we keep going? We really, really would like to win this round. This is going to play for 8 because this is going to ping us 1. I think we probably just play it. And then, of course, we have our Andrega Warrior to play last if we must. I wonder if it makes more sense to play the Andrega Warrior now. I think we're gonna just take some Bloodthirst away too. We're gonna eat this one so that it's harder for him to give us Bloodthirst. Because he's gonna have to damage this by 3 before he gets Bloodthirst 2. So if he, well, actually Ice Bloodthirst 3 now, huh? So he's not gonna be able to get iced off on us. But even well, is there anything? I guess Gutting Slash is the only thing we're denying much value to. Because if he wanted to Blood Eagle, he could just hit this. Pretty sure he Blood Eagled already, though. Indeed. Come on, pass. Come on. He does go iced. Wow. All right.
No retreat. Not one
So I wonder
step.
if we're losing on even. Well, it's looking like we are.
So, no one else dares face me?
Pretty big bummer that we didn't do this last turn. I really did not expect him to commit iced. Because now we don't have dominance. So I guess we just have to pass. That's pretty big bummer. Getting iced out of him is huge though. Winning on even is pretty big for him though. I don't know. I mean, if he passes and we go to a 5-card round, I don't know if it's the end of the world. He's down a leader. I mean, we have half of our leaders still. He's down his big combo. So he's got like Herald. He already used Yalmar. So he's got Herald. That's like his big play left. Maybe he's got something like a Totem or a Turgvi. Something like that. I think Doggeray probably is going to suck. But we may want to hold on to it. In case we need a dry pass card. This might be the hand. If he does play into us, we'll just Ragnarug early. All right, we're gonna hope that he dry passes, or that he dry passes, and we can just Doggeray. All right, cool.
A golden dragon.
Okay, so really looking for Ozeril and Old Spear Tip here. Goliath's okay too. We're gonna last play either one of them, although it doesn't even matter because he has double last say. This will play our Ancient Foglet, which will play for. We're gonna have to. Okay, so we would play this and then go leader ability, so then it would be at 6. This would make it play for 10. That's pretty good value. I think we keep it. Toss this. Another Ancient Foglet. I don't know if we want both of them. I don't know if we want both. I don't think we do. This really sucks though. This was worse. Much worse than the Ancient Foglet. Alright. Well, we missed Old Spear Tipped and Ozeril. The 2 cards we said we needed. I guess we're gonna go Arc Spore first. Something he doesn't really want to kill. Man, this is like the worst draw on our deck, huh? I guess Foglet's pretty bad too. They're about equally bad. Raiders coming down.
We raid, we fight, we plunder. Full service.
So, yeah, we're gonna go Necromancy. Get it buffed up. It's might not be enough. I mean, it's definitely not enough. If he has like Squirtle or something, he can easily kill it. But we didn't have a lot of other options. We could have gone Ragnarug and played it as a 7, but it's still not enough. We have the same issue. Squirtle plus Raiders just kills it.
I promise you a quick death.
Okay, Ragnarug coming down. Might get lucky and kill his Herald next turn. Actually, we almost certainly will if we decide to auto his Brockvar Hunter. Hopefully play some more back row so we don't deny ourselves value. So the question is, do we a Nero for a 14-point Ozeril? Or do we a Nero for Crimson Curse? Crimson Curse is going to play for 5 plus 6, 11, plus whatever bleed value we get. I think Crimson Curse is probably correct.
Children, elders, we spare none.
I guess we should do that now. It feels good to go Ada here and deny this, but... man. Let me think. So Crimson Curse plays for 6 plus 5, 11 plus bleed value. So it's going to have to get at least 4... It's going to have to get 4 bleed value to be better than an Ozeril. Maybe we do just go Ozeril. And then it gives us the ability to Ada now. I think it's worth it. There's maybe an argument to hit this so that we have a chance of killing it, but I don't think we want to rely on that high roll. We'd rather kill the Brockvar and have there be a higher chance of Herald dying. I don't know what points he has. I really don't. We have 24 points left. That's not a lot of points.
Ariel's been chosen. The gods speak to him.
Okay, gonna Ozeril. Should have no way to deal with that. He already used his Morkvarg. Man, I really don't know what we have to expect. It seems like if he had Totem, he would have played it back row to absorb some of this damage, so I don't think we're going to see a Totem. He could still have Turgvi. If he Turgvi's our Goliath, we're just going to lose. That's just way too strong of a play. But if he's got a bunch of bronzes in his hand, we have a real chance here. What else does this deck play? I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of provisions in the grave. Wow, thanks. Appreciate that.
Look closely, kiddos, on thy courageous mother.
That was very generous of our opponent. I mean, I guess it was worth it for him, but wow, what a small point Blood Moon. Not Blood Moon, Blood Eagle. Alright, here it goes. Can you do these points? Need 24 points in 2 cards. That's a lot of points. You play in Devotion, so you got no Tall Punish. Turgvi wins. If you have Turgvi, I think that's all. I think that's all that'll do it. Come on, no Turgvi. Okay, there's 10 points. There's no way he has 15 points. Oh, if he can kill this. Oh man. Oh man.
I'll gut you like fishes.
Oh no. Is this enough? Yes. What happened there? He had no 4P warriors in grave or something? Hey, we'll take it. Alright. Who's next? Come on, get your whoopings. Movement. Full
There'll be
movement.
nothing to pick up when I'm done with you.
I wonder if this is, like, trap movement? This could be a variety of decks. Don't want 2 of those. That's obviously very good. Could potentially a Nero for Operator. We have kind of all the bronze cards we want. We'd really like a Consumer. We're going first, so that's a positive. We're gonna get some value from our Foglet. This could be really good if he's playing Cat Witchers and stuff. I'm gonna toss the Drowner and the Noon Wraith. Alright, a little more weather. So, we may want to go for a Consumer with our Neuromancy. Instead of the Operator. Yeah, we're just gonna slam down the Arc Spore. I hate this because it sort of dictates where our Foglet has to go. But if he's playing some sort of traditional movement deck, he's going to be all ranged row. So we probably want our Foglet and Arc Spore ranged row so that we can eat them both. Huh. Okay. Alright, so is he planning to go Gaten, I guess? Dang, that's a bummer. That means, well... we could just move this. We could just drop this and then go White Frost and move it, because that's already a fairly big commitment out of him. We're going to stack Ranged Row, I think, to avoid a Gezrus if he does decide to play it early. We're going to move this. Obviously, he plans on defending that melee row. We ain't about that. We ain't about letting him defend his rows.
Show me the coin or sod off.
Okay. Moves it right on back. Certainly considering just sticking the Foglet up here. It definitely sucks, though. Wishing we hadn't thrown that Drowner away. Okay. Just gonna Red Rider this front row, get some nice Foglet value. Gonna start beating down on that Figus. We could actually remove it in a couple turns if we are so inclined. Siri Dash.
You talked enough.
That's kind of interesting. That's really interesting. I'm gonna play the Iggy. He may have 5-point damage, but he won't have 6-point damage. I should have played it back row. Not sure what I'm thinking. Not sure what I'm thinking at all. Alright, well, this gives us another course of action. We could put the Foglet on the front row next to this and eat it up. And then just Urn of Shadows our Arc Spore. Okay, we probably have to just remove this next with the natural selection. Damn. Damn, damn, damn. Alright, so... oh, forgot that's still there. I can just move it again. I hate to go full leader round 1, but... I really need to kill this Siri Dash or I'm gonna have big problems. He should have to give this round up soon. It's a very strange deck he's playing. I imagine he prefers a long round. This definitely seems like a deck that's going to be playing Gezrus. So we're going to go for the bleed if we win this round. Okay. Definitely can consider trying to kill that thing. Or succeeding to kill that thing, rather. It's good to play Red Riders now, though, if we're going to play it. We probably have to save Ragnarug. I wonder how deep this guy can play. We can play pretty deep. We're just going to save this for now and just frost down this front row. Yes, we're getting like no Foglet value, but what are you gonna do? Oh gosh, I forgot the Figus is there, so I have to wait a turn to kill this Cat Witcher. So a Nero is really the option. I could go for the Andraga Warrior, but it doesn't actually do anything. It gives me 4 points plus I'll get 2 points from this, but it cancels out my Frost, so I won't actually get any additional points. Damn. Maybe just go Goliath. Nice big point slam. Where is it? Goliath's a card you prefer to get out a little bit earlier because they usually don't want to kill it in an early round. And like round 3, they definitely don't mind killing it and just getting their best stuff out. Okay, another Cat Witcher coming down.
Are you fucking kidding me? Catnip instead of crowns?
Hit it. Yes! Alright. We gotta luck out and have this one hit it too. Alright, Ada. And the Cat Witcher. And that's all we can do. We're gonna have to pass after this.
The Berserkers are from Helms.
He's got a lot of points when you consider the Stygia Castle and everything. Hit that. Yes! Okay. Does passing get us there? He takes 2 damage. This is gonna move, boosting by 1, 2. I think he gets 5, huh? Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Are we really gonna lose on even? Sure seems that way, huh? He's got 5 passive points coming. Come on. Play bad. Play bad. Don't realize it. Ah! Damn it. Our opponent played well instead. Always a disappointment when the opponent elects to play well instead of poorly. Gonna get dry passed, 100% chance. Man. It sucks to drop this on the dry pass, it really does. Guess I'm going to toss it. I guess I'm going to toss that. Okay, that's a good dry pass card. Please don't bleed. He can't bleed, right? Wow. Really?
Kayam!
Very surprising. Alright. Crimson Curse seems reasonable. Just because it gets points on the board for us. If we decide to play an Ancient Foglet off our Neuromancy, it's going to come down as 8 points.
Just one more feather, and we're done.
Do we ever do that? Or would it be wiser? It might be wiser to play a Drowner and move the Sentry. He can just move it back. Yeah, he could just move it back. I don't think that's the play. A lock seems reasonable. Part of me wants to just go for old Spear Tip, though. Just put some big points on the board. He could have removal. Is there any... No, okay, he's not Devotion. We know that. We're gonna go Doggeray.
I do not mince words.
Just because this is gonna play for minimally 1 point per turn. If he gets another Matron... No, he played his Matron already. If he gets a Cat Witcher or something down, it's gonna play for even more.
I didn't sheathe it till the ground was slick.
It's a little bit strange. Yikes. Yikes. Oh, man. Thing is, this is playing for 3 points. He only gets 1 more turn. I think I just have to play the Andraga Warrior and hope that he gives up. I think that's my only choice. Because this is a 0-point card now. Please pass. Oh! Whew. Thank God. Okay, we have a chance. We still have lots of big boys in the deck, too. What the heck is he playing for a short round? Ah, that really did not seem like an advisable bleed. This is not the hand we want whatsoever. That's not bad. It's not great. It's certainly not great. Gosh. We're just going to miss Ozeril and Spear Tip every game? It's ridiculous.
Welcome, chosen one.
It's actually ridiculous. Either of these cards would all but assure us this win. Okay, Dunk is looking pretty sorry right now. I think we just have to Ragnarok now so I can get max value. That's a pretty sad Gezrus, I'll tell you that much. Pretty sad. Alright, so... either way that I do this, I'm going to miss out on a point, one way or another. I wonder what the best way to do this is. Probably to just push this Dunka back. It does give him an additional Gezrus point, but it takes away 3 points from her melee ability. He can, of course, just move her back at the end, although not anymore, he can't. Alright, this Ancient Foglet not looking so hot. Just gonna play for 6. Damn. We ruse. Okay, well, we probably were never going to win if he's playing Yrden. Pretty strange that he would play Yrden when he's playing a deck with Cat Witchers.
You crossed the wrong sorceress.
Okay, we got Imprisonment. This could be a few different decks. This could be the Cloggy type deck that Spessie's been playing. This could be the Cloggy deck that Fuchsia Briefs was playing. I've been running into that a lot lately. That's also playing the Operator. Okay, don't want 2 of those for sure. So we're going first. This is not so hot, going first. Okay, we got our little Eaters combo. We hate to use the big gold weather round 1. Kind of sucks, but what can you do? With this deck, I think, well, if it's Colgrim, we're really gonna want to go for a long round, most likely. So, just gonna slap the Arcspore out there. Yeah. Just gonna put this out there and see what happens. Okay, it does appear to be the Fuchsia Briefs deck. Fuchsia Briefs, one of my very favorite content creators here on YouTube. His fun style of going over decks and commentating and stuff really encouraged me to start doing this myself. Shouts out to Fuchsia. Okay, Amnesty coming in hot.
Nothing will stop us.
Yeah, that's a pretty good combo. It really is. That's just a ton of points already. Really a ton. So we'll probably go Crimson Curse back here, but we want to get our engines down first. Yeah.
Welcome, Chosen One.
Bummer that this doesn't come down with these 2 points on it. We should have maybe considered doing this before we did the Foglet, but what can you do? Not much. They have removal for this, though. This deck plays plenty of removal, so I'm sort of thinking we should use a leader charge. It means it's going to be a minute until we can do that stuff, but I just think it's worth it. Yeah.
I like to improvise.
Okay, so the next turn we can think about dropping our Endriga Warrior here. We probably want to go Crimson Curse back row first, though.
I always find a way in.
Nice. That tempos us nicely ahead. Crimson Curse tempo in this deck is just crazy, because you get your 6 points here. We just got 10 points of tempo for 5 turns on our Ancient Foglets. We did give him some nice clogging targets, we'll call them. Alright. Dragon Warrior coming down. And now our points are really starting to come together here.
If not by strength, then
A little late for a portal. Usually he's going to be pulling one of these. He still has one of these in his hand, huh? We know that for sure. Might just be worth just killing this. And biding our time a little bit. We have lots of points coming to us still.
Lieutenant Flout will lead
He's
the
going to be
scouts.
playing probably, what, 12 point? Yeah. He's going to be playing 12 point Viper Witcher Mentors here very shortly.
It's mocking me, I can tell.
So what is this going to pull out? He already did both of his Infiltrators. He's got one of these in his hand. I'm thinking this could brick. I don't know what else he's got. Kind of hate to play this Igern, because he's got 3 cards to have 2 damage in. And actually, oh man, Imprisonment just kills our Igern, huh? Anything good to a Nero for? Not really. Definitely feels bad to play the Igern here. Maybe we'd consider just passing right now. He's gonna have to go cards down, but Colgrim just doesn't care about going cards down. We're just gonna pass. Just don't have anything good. He's down a lot of points. Yeah, there's 12. I hope this bricks. What can you possibly
Your
pull?
blade's just an extension of
Aha!
your
It was a
will.
brick. I don't think that's enough points.
If magic dies, this
Oh,
world dies
man.
with it.
Okay. It is enough. Okay. He had to go down 2 cards. But I don't think he cares. Quite frankly. We do have to save 1 leader charge. I'm really glad I didn't use another leader charge, because we need 1 to push his defender out of the way so we can lock his Colgrim. That's the only way we can win. Yeah, he is going for it.
Onward, onward, to be showered with Imperial gold!
Okay, so he almost certainly has Colgrim in hand. We're gonna save this for a lock. He's probably got a mentor, I would guess, so he probably only has 1 additional card to play outside of his Colgrim. We're just gonna play... Question is, do we go Red Riders up here, or do we go Ragnarug? This is potentially better in a short round, so I think we go Ragnarug. Okay, does go for the Adept.
These drugs slowly finally get you.
We are going to play the Igern. Yeah, he's only got 2 cards, one of which is almost certainly a Kolgrim, which has to come down now. And it's not playing for much. It's only playing for 6 points. I wonder if he's playing Renew. I don't think
Why would I kill
the
a
Fuchsia
child?
version's playing Renew. I'm almost certain it's not, in fact. Okay.
Mankind is a virus, a plague.
Obviously, you can't renew anyways this round since we just lock it. I think that seals it for us, right? I mean, he's not going to 2-0 us. And he's going to go 2 cards down into round 3 without a Kolgrim. Doesn't look good for you, buddy. Doesn't look good. Alright. He's gonna give it a go. He's gonna give it the old college try. Maybe he does, in fact, have a Renew at his disposal. What has he played? Can he have enough resources to even play Renew? Doesn't seem like it, right? He's playing Portal and all sorts of stuff. Don't want 2 of those for sure. Don't want 2 of these either. Okay. May just go this first. For the Ancient Fogger. If he removes it, he removes it. Okay, no big deal.
Dance with me, my darling, dance.
I really don't know what his plan is here. He has to have Renew, right? Or otherwise he'd have just forfeited.
What's better than a dead noble? 2 dead nobles.
Do we have any outs to a Renew? I don't think so. May ought to go both rows here. We're gonna miss 1 value for sure, but then with our Drowner we can guarantee a value next turn. Actually, we're gonna go both here, and then we can move something into that row to guarantee 3 turns. I guess maybe he just thinks that we're out of stuff. He's a silly goose, because we ain't out of nothing. Okay. We will be narrowing for the old spear tip. Which maybe we should have done earlier. But it really doesn't matter. We're going to win either way. Should we BM him? He is playing Clog. I think it's only appropriate we BM him. This, you know, this wasn't a proper BM. A proper BM would have been going for the Ekimara. Yeah, you know, pretty disappointed in that BM. We could have done better. But hey, won the game. Good game, Darth Lupus. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did like the video, maybe consider leaving me a like. Gets eyes on the video, helps with the YouTube algorithm. I'd appreciate it very much. If you want to see more content like this, maybe subscribe. I would appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day.